morning, everybody. Welcome to Gen X Thinks. I'm Jesse. Oliver Rust. What's up, Oliver? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you can make it, dude. Hopefully everything's going good with you. Today I was going to talk about the slang words that the kids are using today. I got a list of them here. Christopher, what's up? Wayne Beatty. Yeah, no sleep till Gen X Thinks, Christopher. Yeah. Just another guy in the woods. What's up? Glad to see you here, man. I'm glad to see all of you. Thanks for showing up and hanging out with me. I got this list of slang words, that the younger people are using today. Good evening, Wayne. And I'm going to run them off down to you, and we can talk about them. The first one is Sigma, and it means good. So, that shit's Sigma. So that was okay, I guess. The first one, all right. I'll give him a pass on that one, okay? Sigma's not too bad of a word. Tripwire, what's up, Trip? Glad to see you here, man. Trip comes from a land down under. Duncan, hey, what's up? Yeah, they're weird and hard to understand. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's why I thought it'd be fun to talk about them here. Number 2, skibbity. It means bad. Skibbity. All right. All right. So we use slang words in our teenage years and our young adult years. We use a lot of slang. I still use quite a bit of slang from back then, dude and awesome and all that stuff. So if you're a young man or whatever, and you're using the word skibbity in actual, in language, in conversation, yeah, your whole card has already been pulled. Yeah, that's just gay as hell. Skibbity, that shit's skibbity. Who would say that shit? I mean, some of this stuff is really dumb, right? And that's just what we can expect from the younger generations today, growing up on the internet and shit, and twitching around on TikTok and all that shit. Number 3, delulu, delusional. Again, if a grown man's walking around saying delulu, yeah, he's probably wearing a skirt. So some of this shit is just dumb as hell. I really, it's hard to, I can't imagine us running around as teenagers saying skibbity and delulu, Some people used to say weird, but they were weird kids. You know what I mean? I was like, what the hell, dude? Whatever, that shit you're saying is totally bogus, dude. I don't even want to hear that weird shit. That doesn't even sound right. Is this going to be on the test? Yeah, Lake. Yeah. So get your pen and paper out. We don't take tests digitally. We don't tap on our phone. You got to write that shit out in cursive, Lake. Yeah. Skiddo. What's up, Mr. Hurst? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you can make it, dude. Yeah, some of these slang terms sound like people are drunk. Delulu fits some people. Hurst, yeah. Riz, romantic charm or flirting ability. That dude's got Riz. I get that. That doesn't sound too horrible to me. I mean, it's not real manly, but it doesn't sound completely disgusting. Cap, not true, a lie. That's a cap. That one doesn't make sense to me anyway. That's a cap. Put a cap in somebody's ass, but put a lie in somebody's ass. I don't know. That shit I don't like that one. GOAT, greatest of all time, which that's been around for a while. It's an acronym, for greatest of all time. So why that's considered slang in these younger kids' lexicon, I don't understand. I don't know that one. Jeff 7, what's up, Jeff? Glad to see you here, dude. Greetings and salutations from planet Earth, Jeff. You've been up since 10, Hurst? Holy shit, dude. Yeah, no, I can't. I couldn't stay up till 10, let alone been up since 10. Yeah. Pookie, someone you care or love about. Oh yeah, she's my Pookie. Yeah. Yeah, see her over there? She's my Pookie. No. No. Nah, that shit's stupid. Yeah. No, if I would have called some girl my Pookie in high school, I would have got punched in the face, and rightly so. I would have thanked the guy that punched me because you know what I mean. Oh, thanks, dude. I was going off the rails there, dude. You know what I mean? Thank you. You brought me back to reality. Yeah, no, Pookie gets a downvote, definite downvote. Fire, really good or amazing. Yeah, but that's been around for a long, long time. That shit's fire, dude. So that was that's been around for a long time. So, but that's a decent one. Fire, I'll give him that one. That's a decent one, even though it's older than they say. Than it's supposed to be here. Mid means average or good. That's just kind of lame. Mid. Why don't you just say average then? You know what I mean? It's not cool or anything. It's not interesting. It's nothing. It's just mid. And the word mid is mid. That's a mid slang term. Yeah. All right. Mid, meh. We'll give it a resounding meh. Whatever. We'll give it a whatever. Goofy. This is on this list. Goofy. It means silly, funny, in a dumb way. That's what it's always meant. That's what it meant back in the 1920s. That's what it meant back in the 1830s. They were saying goofy back in this fighting the Civil War. You know what I mean? What the hell? That's just dumb to me. I mean, am I the only one? They named a Disney character, Goofy back in the 1920s. You know what I mean? So what the hell? They had black and white animations of Goofy. I don't know. That's really dumb. I mean, it's for slang. I mean, it's perfectly appropriate for common use language, but for slang, I don't know where the hell what they're thinking. Without a Dr. Seuss dictionary trip, yeah. No, they don't say dude, Christopher. They say what is it, bro? Yeah, they say bro, I think. And they'll say like that bro. Like we say that dude. And bro just doesn't, hey bro, but talking about another bro, that bro over there, that doesn't ring in my head correctly. Whenever I hear somebody use it like that, talking about a third person and calling him bro, that bro, that just sounds kind of weird to me, you know. But yeah, no, they don't say dude. Temper is used in pottery. Stagecoach dashboard, Christopher. You're guilty of using some of these terms, Hurst. I hope you don't use skibbity. Don't tell me you say skibbity on the regular, Hurst. Please. Please tell me you don't say that, dude. That shit's skibbity, dude. You don't do that, do you, Hurst? You're lazy in your thoughts. Raziel, what's up, Roz? No, hell no. They don't know what a dictionary is, Christopher. She, she, yeah, good one, Christopher. Yeah, Hurst. Yeah, yeah. I've seen that too. Yeah, using the word gay properly again, as in that stupid. Yeah, yep. That's the proper word use for that word. Brewski for beer. Yeah, I've heard that too, Duncan. Both your kids use dude, Hurst. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, dude, they used to call back in the cowboy and Indian days, the old West, a dude was someone from the city. That's what cowboys called someone from the city. He was a dude. Yeah, skibbity, Roz. Skibbity means bad, Roz. Yeah. Where are we now? Mid, goofy, mogging, looking significantly better than someone else. Oh, I'm mogging that dude. I'm mogging. I guess it's not horrible, but it's not awesome in any way. It's another meh. We'll give it a meh, maybe. Suspicious or weird. Um, yeah, that one's all right. I'll give that an okay. Personally, I've never used it. I've heard it used, and it flows. That shit's sus. So I guess yeah, that one I'll give that one a thumbs up. Uh, that shit's suspect. That shit's suspicious. So yeah. All right, and that one flows. That shit would flow in text, so you wouldn't have to type out the whole thing or whatever. So yeah. All right, I'll give sus a thumbs up. The sus and fire, we'll give them thumbs up. Bussin', bussin'. Very good or tasty, especially food. That shit's bussin'. No, I don't like it. What do y'all think? Bussin'? A stinging Roger? Aura farming? Brad Davis, what's up, Brad? You snuck in here on me, dude. Oh, really, Trip? I didn't know that. So sus has been used in Australia since the 70s. Okay. That's some good trivia. Oh, okay. Yeah. Za. Za. I don't like za. Greened out. Okay. I'll give him a C plus for effort on greened out. But za. It's just not. They're just making sounds. You know what I mean? Ah, la, la, za. No, I don't like it. So sounds stupid to you, Underground. What's up, Underground? How's it going, man? Sus sounds stupid to you? You hate fire? Jack Mercer, what's up, Jack Mercer? Glad to see you here. You hate fire? No, I like those two. Out of all of them, they're better than Skibbity and Delulu and Za. At least there's some reason to it. You know what I mean? That shit's on fire. That shit's fire. I get it. And sus, it's just short for suspect or suspicious. So I get it. All this other shit. Uh, Giat, big booty. Giat. All right, that sounds stupid to me. We just said fine. She's fine or whatever. She got a nice ass, whatever it was. But Giat. It just sounds goofy as shit. All right. Slay. Doing something really well or with confidence. That's the only one I truly like. Slay. Anything with the word slay, murder, slay, shit like that. You know what I mean? That shit sounds cool. So I'll give them an A for that one. Slay. That one sounds pretty cool. Michelle Snyder, what's up, Michelle? Glad to see you here. Grunt, Christopher. I don't know where it comes from, Christopher. I think it's just a noise somebody made and they decided to put it in their lexicon. Short for bizarre? Yeah, maybe that's it, dude. Yeah, they took words and made them one syllable. That's part of that phone culture where they just want to type three letters instead of hitting the tab or whatever to let autocorrect finish it for them. Uh, whatever it is, I don't know. Now it's so easy to just finish the whole word with autocorrect, or what's that shit called? I don't know what the other thing is called. Not autocorrect, but it's where they finish the word for you. Um, yeah, that shit's so easy now that you can actually spell out the entire word. But yeah, a lot of that comes from that texting shorthand, sus, or what was the other one? Cap. I don't know what cap is. I don't even know what cap stands for. I don't get that one. But yeah, some of that shit comes from there. Let's see, next one. Drip. Stylish or expensive fashion. That just sounds stupid to me. That shit's gay. Drip. She got drip. That he's got drip or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably using it incorrectly. Maybe they don't have it. I don't know. Maybe they are it. Maybe they are drip. I don't know. Sounds stupid. I don't like it. Oh, okay, Hurst. It must work then, huh? Yeah. Yeah, Lake or Trip. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you get wisdom, just that you get it. And I think that the education system nowadays, um, that not only do they not foster wisdom, they inhibit it. They stop people from learning and becoming, you know, all they do is give people a false sense of intelligence by memorizing a bunch of lies and bullshit, but they think they're intelligent. So it's really difficult to get them to think for themselves because they think they already know it. She got it from you in the first place, Ross. Yeah. Cap means no BS. Oh, okay. It says here that it means bullshit, it means a lie. All right. Bet. Agreeing or accepting something. Now, I've been guilty of saying this one. Me and my brother, bet. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother said that for years. So, uh, yeah, I'm guilty of that one. So I can't call that one gay because I've said it. So yeah, bet is okay in my book. Vibe, mood or feeling of something. Um, I don't like that word. The use of that word. I don't know why. It's inexplicable. I may have even used it once or twice because nothing else really fit in my sentence, but I used it against my will. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I don't like that. It has too much to do with feelings and shit and all this. It's a vibe, an unseen thing that I don't know. I just don't like that shit. Yeah, dank as if that as in that's some dank weed. Yeah, bet Michelle, that's some dank ass weed. Yeah, capping was clowning and making fun of someone in the '70s. Jack, yeah. Oh yeah, Duncan. Social media has ruined education and wisdom. Agreed, dude. Indica morning here, Christopher. Iron Lion. All right. Your daughter works at the House of Dank. Oh yeah. Yeah, Arm. What's up, Armored Ghost? Hey, buddy. Yeah, I said that for a long time. I haven't said it in a while now, but yeah, that used to be a normal thing to say. Nice threads, dude. Yeah. I think that's an older one though. That comes from before our time. Um, that was kind of grandfathered in, but it sounds cool. Vibe is from the '60s. Tripwire, yeah, that fits in that era. Yeah, that makes sense. Shannon, what's up, Shannon? How's it going? Glad to see you here this morning. Fresh. Yeah, that was a good one. Fresh. That shit was cool. sativa and coffee. Something is making you be here. All right. Hopefully it's common sense and love of truth. I hope that's what it is, Melody. Yeah, good morning, Melody. Glad to see you here. Glad you made it though. As a stoner, you like dank? All right, Jack. Oh, okay. All right, Roz. Been high since 93. No, probably. I've smoked it a couple times throughout my life, a handful of times. Oliver, I don't now, but I would. I just, if somebody gave me some, I'm not going to purchase that shit. You know what I mean? But I know I would just zombie out and stare at the ceiling for 6 hours. So no, I probably wouldn't. Not now. Maybe depending on how bad I hurt. If my shoulder was hurting me real bad, I would. I'd just zombie out for a while. Forget about it. Tight. Yeah, that was a good one. Huh? That shit's tight, dude. Yeah. Yep. That was a good call there, Jack. Took a break in the Navy. Okay, zombie. Oh, okay. All right, Christopher. Raised by a Marine. Yeah. No, they don't call it dope anymore. I wasn't even aware of that. Adrenochrome is still legal. Hell yeah, Brad. What the hell are the billionaires and the politicians going to do if we make that shit illegal? Come on now. You got to use your brain. You know what I mean? We got to think this shit through. What are they going to do with all those kids they've abducted, Brad? Just let them go? You know what I mean? Come on now. We got to keep that shit legal for our politicians and our billionaire class. Savage Lee, what's up, Savage? All right, Melody. Well, I'm glad you made it here again, too. I don't even know what sativa is. No clue. Is it a? It sounds like a fake sugar, a artificial sweetener. Is that what it is? Been stoned since the stone days, Savage. Yeah, high and tight, Christopher. Yeah, is ridiculously strong, Jack. Rad. Yeah, that was my favorite ones. Underground. Yeah, that shit was rad, dude. See, that shit sounds good. Our slang sounds good. It rolls off the tongue. Skibbity compared to rad. You know what I mean? We were just on another level with our slang. This gay shit they have today. I don't. Spliff, dub, and lid. I've heard of lid. Spliff. I guess those sound familiar, Michelle. Rodney, what's up, Rodney? Glad to see you here, dude. Glad you could make it. We're talking about slang and weed and all kinds of shit. How many joints are in a lid? How big's the lid? I've seen some pretty big lids. Them Tupperware lids, like that shit. You could probably stack a whole pile of them on a lid like that, huh? You still hear dope? You still call it grass, Savage? A Toledo window box. What the hell? Some of y'all come with some shit I've never heard before. Oh, a lid is an ounce. Okay. See, I didn't know that shit. I don't know. I've never actually purchased it. The only time I've ever done it is when somebody gave it to me. You know, literally, I've never purchased it ever in my life. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's the only reason for us to have kids is so they can be abducted by the damn government, dude. Brad. Yeah. Oh yeah. Dope is heroin. Yeah, that makes sense. Underground colitis. That's like a malady, right? That's like a disease or something. Energy, energetic. You mean Jack? Is that what that word is? Energetic weed. Oh, it's a type of weed. Okay. Fake sugar. Yeah, some good comedy. That would be all right. Yeah. See, y'all are getting off into the scientific high motivation, indica is high sedation, all that kind of stuff. I don't know anything about that shit. I've tried. I don't know. I don't know. I think I've tried different kinds. They all just turn me into a damn uh, ceiling staring zombie. 90s and 2000s, the best decades of stand up comedy. Armored. The 80s was pretty awesome, dude, with Eddie Murphy and so uh, I'd have to throw the 80s in there too. Indica floors you. All right. Sativa in the streets, indica in the sheets. All right, zombie. Kush Mountain Land Race. All right. Okay. Gold Bud, Mary Jane brownies. Yeah. I had a cookie once and that thing, yeah, that was a long night. Okay, Savage. Four fingers in a sandwich bag. You make edibles? Okay, Michelle. Something that goes on top of a container. Yeah, underground. Yeah. Horse with no name. I love that song, Brad. Yeah. Was it America is the name of the band, right? Yeah. Oh, Benny Hill. Yeah. I used to watch the hell out of Benny Hill. Yeah. Benny was awesome. Oh, refer to it as CDs, Raziel? Girl Scout cookies for the inner circle. All right, Melody. All right, Jack. Be cool, buddy. Hell, I have no idea. What? I've never even, no, I don't know how much an eight ball weighs. No idea. 2.2 pounds is a kilo. Okay, Brad. Drive down to Tampa with some sativa. No, me neither, Raziel. Oh, the pot in Hollywood much stronger. Lake. Yeah, I think my personal opinion is that shit's exaggerated for Hollywood. You know, they just exaggerate it for TV or movies or whatever. And that's another thing. Like they're trying to make it legal again. They've been trying to make it legal in Florida for a long, long time now. Uh, they finally made it legal for medical use in Florida. Uh, but here in Florida, we vote on it, the population, but we have to have 60% of the vote to make a measure pass, right? And the last time it went up, it got 59%. And that's after they bombarded the entire state with propaganda and commercials and all this shit about how horrible weed was, and 59% of the population still voted in favor of it. Uh, so now they're just trying to do it legislatively. The Florida legislature is just going to pass the damn bill, I guess, or at least it's going up for a vote. We'll see what happens, but um, my point is, even the bill that they have on the table is that it'll be legal for recreational use, but you can only grow it yourself, any of it yourself at all. You can grow 3 plants yourself if you have the medical card. And they still have to throw their restrictions and regulations on there to keep people buying it and paying taxes and supporting the multi-$100 billion marijuana THC industry. You know what I mean? And now that we've got this big old marijuana industry in the United States now, it's going to be a corrupt. It already is, I'm sure. Just the level of corruption grows as the industry grows, but it's going to be this huge corrupt organization, just like pharmaceuticals and everything else. You know what I mean? And of course, you're not allowed to grow your own and stay out of that shit. So, yeah, just the bullshit that the government pulls over even when they're doing what we want, they find a way to screw us. You know what I mean? Um, it's insane. Okay, all right, Shannon. Yeah, that's what I've always heard it as, or heroin. I think I've heard it used for heroin too. Voted yes on 3. Yeah, Christopher. Hell no, weed isn't bad. Alcohol is way worse, and I don't want them to take alcohol. They learned their lesson they learned the lesson with the prohibition in the 20s. They learned that, and they did it anyway. They knew it wasn't good. Making that shit illegal was not going to fix anything. It was not going to, not going to keep people from doing it. It was just going to fill jail cells. So that was their goal. If you know the outcome before you even do it and you do it anyway, then the outcome must be your goal. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hit a nail with a hammer unless I want to drive the nail into the board. If I don't want to do that, then I won't hit it with that damn hammer. It really is that simple. We're tricked and buffaloed and brainwashed into thinking shit's so complicated. No, it's pretty damn simple. They want to put us in jail. So they make shit illegal so they can put us in jail. Point blank. And that's the end of the story. We can argue over all the little shit that they want us to argue about around the edges, but in the middle, the point blank reason is they want you in a cage. So you can feed that billionaire prison, private prison industry. That's it. Um, it's bullshit. We all know it. You know what I mean? That shit pisses me off when I think about it, though. Okay, so in Seattle you can grow it recreationally, and in Detroit you can grow 12 plants. All right. Now down here in Florida, you can't. Even recreationally anyway, you're not going to be able to grow it at all. That's after it's not even legal now. You can't even possess it now. But if they do make it legal, you still won't be able to grow it yourself. Yeah. Yeah, Savage, it'll be the new alcohol market. Yep. There'll be a big Anheuser-Busch of weed. You know what I mean? And we'll have our, they'll be running weed commercials during the Super Bowl and shit. Yeah. Yeah. Buy from private growers. Yep. Yeah, Roz, that's the way to do it. If it's legal in your state to do so. Oh, okay. Well, that's the thing, Shannon. Um, even if it is that way now, okay, you can print labels for a lot, but the label does not tell you who owns the company. It might say, Jolly Rancher Weed, and the other one might say Curaleaf or something, but the same company corporation up top owns them both, right? So you're still feeding the same monster. Now that might be true. That might not be true yet, but it will be soon. Okay, that's just the nature of the beast. We'll be talking about how one company owns all of the food, and how one company owns all of the beer, and one company owns all of the weed. Yeah, there might be different companies right now, but they'll be bought up. Look at Netflix trying to buy up. Pretty soon, all we're going to have is Disney and Netflix. Um, all those other entertainment companies we think we're watching. We're still watching Disney. You know what I mean? Uh, it's crazy. And then now Netflix is going to purchase something for 700 billion. I forget what company it is. Oh, it's HBO, and all that. They're going to purchase that, scoop that shit up. And they're just going to pay cash for it. They got that kind of money. They're just going to pay cash for HBO, and then put that under the fold, and then you have a monopoly. And the same thing will happen with weed. It should be illegal for one company to purchase another. They should not be able to purchase each other. Period. End of story. In my humble opinion, uh, it's not good for people. Yeah, it's good. It's great for companies, but it's not good for people. Yeah, government run monopoly and registration of all users, tax and control, illegal for now. Yeah, yep. No, okay, Shannon. All right, it's not usually sold like that. All right. Okay, underground since 2009. Sativa. But when y'all started typing that shit earlier, I didn't even know what it was. I honestly thought it was a sugar alternative, an artificial sweetener. Because of your reputation as a teenager, Ross. You used to sell weed for the sheriff. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we've seen it all, Melody. You're right about that, and tried damn near all of it too. Oh, it's illegal to grow recreational in Seattle? Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder why. Well, I mean, honestly, what's the why is it illegal to grow your own plant? It's just stupid. Okay, you can grow a certain number in New York. It doesn't require a permit or registration. All right. And why? Why these arbitrary numbers? Why 12 plants in Detroit and 3 in Florida? And then 3 in Florida only if you're on medical. If you have the medical card. Why these arbitrary weird regulations and rules and shit? You know, if it's good in Detroit, why isn't it good in Florida? What's different about us Floridians? Why are we subject to different laws? So the reason is there is no reason, right? It's just arbitrary. Whatever they think will make them the most money. Put you know keep they'll be able to keep arresting people and keep some of the, some of that revenue going, something like that. There's no actual real reason. Fired Kathleen Kennedy finally. Disney did. Oh, I haven't watched any of the new Star Wars movies, so I don't know who that is. Yeah, yeah. I don't like supporting them, but yeah, there's still a bunch of cool stuff. They got a lot of good stuff on there. Sad to say. Savage Lee. Haven't even watched a movie in 15 years. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like watching movies. I can't deny that. Yeah, yeah, Greenland and Trump had a weed session, sat down to talk, no more problem. Yeah, Trip. Yeah, old school Disney, Hearst, yeah. Percy Jackson, Michelle. No shit, Underground. That's pretty damn cool, dude. About Texas? What's going on with Texas? What are you talking about something specifically? Melody? What do you mean by what is coming? What do you mean, like a hurricane or whatever's coming is going to hit the whole country? I think 50% tax on that shit. Of course, Underground. That sounds so governmental, doesn't it? Oh yeah, yeah, Brad. Yep. They pass that kind of shit all the time, and but they don't tell us about that. They don't let us know that those laws are in effect. Humboldt weed is legendary. Florida man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't compete with industry powers. Yeah, Christopher. 20 feet tall, 10-inch trunks. Holy shit, that's insane. May 4th. Yeah, may the 4th be with you. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Roz. Yeah. No, you're right about that. They are supposed to make their own laws. But in this kind of instance, what's the reason? What is the reason for that Florida chose to be different? If Detroit looked at their people and said, "Hey, y'all can grow 12 plants, y'all can grow as many as 12." But Florida looked at us and said, "No, you can only grow 3." And so what is their reasoning behind that? Is my question. What is Florida's reasoning? This is what's best for you as a people, my constituents, my population here. This is what I know is best for you. For you to only be able to grow 3 plants, for me to restrict your freedom, and then only if you have the card, if you give us your pint of blood and pay $350 for this card. If you don't do that, then you can't grow any at all, and it's for your own good. It's for your own good. So the only real answer, the only right answer is y'all grow it as much as you want. You're a free human being on this planet. It's your land. Grow all you want. Shit, I can't. I'm not. Who am I to tell you how much you can grow? That's the only real correct answer for any state. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I was pointing out. Yes, it is. That's important to point out that each state should make their own laws according to their stuff. But why? Why are they different? If each state is looking out for their population and in their best interest, then why would they come to different conclusions about what's best for their people in matters like this? Now, sometimes in economy and stuff, we can't grow wheat down here in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So there are going to be real physical reasons why there are different laws and shit. But I don't agree with most laws, if I'm being honest. Okay, now it can be used recreational and requires no card in New York. Yeah, and that's how it should be all over the place. Yeah, the feds have no business even thinking about weed. Why is weed even on their radar? Because they want money from it. Period. End of story. Hurricane, where did Melody go with her question? Did I miss it? She was talking about Texas. Oh, well, my thought, I don't I don't talk about it a whole lot. What I think is our future, because I don't want to be a fear monger, Melody. You know what I mean? I don't want to be one of these people who get up here and tell you, doomsday is coming and shit. So, so I don't talk about it a whole lot, but I do have quite a bit to say about it. But I'll say this, that there's an economic uh, depression or whatever coming, I believe, coming in the near future, an economic downturn. What's going to spur it? I don't know. War, possibly. Another pandemic, possibly. Um, I don't know. Maybe just the collapse of the system itself because of the debt. I don't know. I believe that they are going to use this economic downturn to force the digital ID on us, and in sync with that, the digital currency. And people are afraid of the digital currency, but in my mind, the digital ID is the real evil. It's not necessarily digital currency. Most of our currency now is digital anyway. Credit cards, debit cards. Most of us spend money digitally anyway, online, ordering from Amazon and shit. Some people might try to keep cash and try to use cash as much as they can, which is a great idea. But the vast majority of the money we spend is digital already. So the digital currency is, they can do whatever. They already know where you're spending your money, what you're spending. They can lock your bank account, you turn your credit card off at any time they want, control you through that. So it's the digital ID that is the real problem. And that's the real thing that they want to shove down everyone's throats. And I believe they're going to use an economic downturn in order to do that, because that's a good way to get that on implemented, is with some kind of economic downturn. Or you can have, we'll fix the economy, but you're going to have to get on this government digital ID and digital currency thing. The currency and the ID, they just go hand in hand, you know. But you'll be able to buy food again. You'll be able to pay your rent and be able to get back on track. You just got to get on this digital ID thing. So yeah, I think that is the real thing, how it's actually going down. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, let them tax and they will tax, Tripwire. You damn right. Yeah. And here's the thing about taxes. In the United States anyway, every entity that exists in the United States can write off what are those called? They have tax write-offs. They can write off expenses and shit on their taxes. Every entity, corporation, LLC, DBA, church, clubs, every entity you can imagine can write off their expenditures for tax breaks. At the end of the year, everyone except for the United States citizen. We are the only one who cannot do that. We cannot write off our gas going to work, the price of our work boots, all the shit we need to spend in order to get a job and to provide housing. And a corporation can do that. A church can do that, but not a citizen of the United States. So there's something fundamentally and deeply wrong with that system. And they will tax us to death. They don't care. They will tax you until they're throwing dirt on your face, and they won't bat an eye. Then you just do whatever you want, Roz. That's cool. Oh, as long as you don't harvest them. Opium poppies are okay in Norway as long as you don't harvest them. That's crazy as shit. Sniz, what's up, Sniz? How's it going? DARPA made the internet? Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Responsible for the tech age? Yeah. Yep. It's already worse than the great. Yeah. Well, I think there's going to be a collapse, some kind of hard collapse. We're going downhill, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. But at some point, I think it's going to collapse, where it's going to take a wheelbarrow full of money to buy a loaf of bread. And basically, the dollar will be worthless. They'll be burning it to keep warm. Oh yeah, Melody. Yeah, yep. Censorship and all that shit. It's insane once you start going down those rabbit holes. Yeah, fake money is the prop, Brad. Yeah, it's all fake bullshit. Okay, underground. Arcopia is a good channel to learn about a self-sufficient life preparing for the shitty future. All right, Arcopia. Yeah, cash talks, bullshit walks. Cash only, Christopher. All right. Yeah. Yep. And you're right, underground. Real estate's worth $0, but dollars are worth $0. It's it's all bullshit. Yeah, you're trading some fake ass shit for the right to live on planet Earth. It's insane when you think about it. We're trading away parts of our lives, the vast chunk of our lives, our waking lives. Think about it. You spend 8 hours a day at work, plus drive time, however much time that is. Then you spend 8 hours a day asleep. So that leaves you 8 hours. So 1/3 of your life you have to yourself, is actually yours, and your, 1/3 is unconscious, and the other third you have to give to a corporation, a government, whatever the other entities are, in order to have the right to live on planet Earth. And we were born here without previous knowledge. We didn't get to choose to be here and shit. You know what I mean? We just woke up here one day, and they tell us that we're forced to scratch in the ground and earn our existence here by giving them our lives. Yeah, there's got to be a better system, a better way, a way where I don't mind scratching in the ground and earning my existence, but I want to do it for myself. I don't want to give it to some billionaire who's trying to delete the population. I don't want to give it to some government who's trying to delete my freedom. Yeah, that shit is. Yeah, you can if you're incorporated. Yeah, if you jump through their hoops and become incorporated, you can. Yeah, yeah, you got to know their tricks and and dig around and do that shit. But you're right, Tomcat. I think it's Raziel that does it the right way. Okay. Some event in 1947 seemed to unlock a lot of technology we use now. Yeah. And it's probably, excuse me, it's probably there in Area 51. I start a Gen X church. Yeah. Yeah, I should start some kind of club or something. I could start a club and start filing my taxes through that and actually, just pay no taxes, basically. Yeah. Yeah. CERN and DARPA and all that, that's all tied in together. Area 51 and all this shit, cloud seeding and all this shit of the technology we have. Yeah, and I've thought about that before. If you look at the technology, the industrial revolution and all that, and technology is going up, steadily throughout history. And then we hit the 1950s, and technology just shoots up in a in an insanely short time. If you look at the history of mankind and how far we've come since the 1950s, the technology is insane. The technology advancements we've made, it's crazy. So yeah, I'm a firm believer that they found some shit, figured some shit out, and disassembled some shit, and what's that called? Where you basically hacked it and reverse engineered it. Reverse engineered a bunch of stuff, and here we are today. Yeah, Shannon, that's exactly my point. Yeah, you said it a little more succinctly and eloquently than I did, but something is only worth what value we give it. And that's everything. Each other, money, land, everything. Value is in our heads. So if we value the hottest, latest, newest iPhone, that's the most valuable thing in the world to us, then we'll sell our souls for the hottest, newest iPhone, give up big chunks of our lives, go into debt, you know, to get the hottest, newest iPhone, pull scumbag shit and screw over people to get it, whatever. So, it's all in our heads, the value of that shit. Yeah, they stole the earth with fake money. Exactly, Brad. That's exactly, I mean, that sounds crazy, but that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Higher and higher property taxes to own most properties. Yeah. Yeah, that's true as well. Yep. Yeah. Underground. Yeah. So I don't know how each state is probably different, but here in Florida, they just send an appraiser in there once a year or so often, and they do an appraisal on your property, and they just say, okay, it's worth this much. And you could have bought the property. Some of these older folks bought the property back in the 1980s when they were making $12 an hour in a factory. And now they're living on $1,500 Social Security. But the appraiser valued their property at, $500,000. So they're in a bind. They're going to lose their property because they can't pay the taxes on it. It's so ridiculous, reprehensible, and evil. It's just theft. They're stealing people's property. Bottom line, you can't get around it. Yeah, someone tricked you into coming here, Christopher. Compound interest, yeah, yeah. I forget. There's a good quote about compound interest about how that is the most evil thing on the planet or whatever. Yeah, there's a famous quote about compound interest. I just forgot what it is. In a collapse, nobody will want gold or silver. Real value will be shit people need to survive, like food, seed, medicine, etc. Yeah, and knowledge, ability, skills. Yeah, underground. But yeah, you're getting to store stuff away is just smart. At least give yourself time to figure some shit out. You don't have to go crazy with it and go dig a bunker in your backyard and stuff, but at least give yourself a few weeks to figure some shit out. That's my advice. Yeah, all of your everything's stolen with fake money, Brad. Everything. Our lives. Our lives. We trade away chunks of our lives for their fake ass currency, and then they take half of that fake ass currency. Way more than half after the cascade of taxes. They tax our income, then we go spend our income, they tax it again. You know what I mean? We try to save it, they tax it. They tax us on the interest we make. They get you in every single way imaginable. They rob you of your fake money that you traded your actual life for. Love and hate DARPA Hearst. Yeah. Yeah. Start a family trust. Tomcat, I've known people, I don't know what kind of trust you're talking about. I've known people who put their money with a family trust, and then the main person, the leader of the family died, and the trust just keep the family's money. Yeah, they just say, no, we're not going to give it back to you. And the trust is allowed to use the money, the family's money, to fight them in court. Yeah, it's so ridiculous and evil, and I don't even want to start yelling about that. Aliens gave us tech bearded care. What's up, bearded care? Cuz glad to see you here, man. Yeah, branding and marketing are probably the only real money in this system. Yeah. Because it's based on savagely. Why does every money go to crap eventually? Why does every empire fall eventually? Usury. Yep. Yep. Every single time. Yep. There you go. Savage. Exactly right. Then repay the trust. Yeah. If the trust is trustworthy, they name that trust, but so many people get screwed over in that. Um, you have to have it in some way. I don't know. Somebody said something. I think it might have been Shannon before about a trust, or Michelle, one of the two, about how to an actual real trust that was protected, and so they couldn't rob you. But yeah, you got to do your research on the trust thing. Maybe our generation is alien, Christopher. It feels like it sometimes, doesn't it? Yeah, silver and gold can help you buy the preps. Yep. If you have some stashed away, it's worth a pretty penny now. X marks the spot, Tomcat. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like back taxes. Yeah, Shannon. Silver works as antibiotics and is great for water filtration. I've heard that before, Roz. Yeah. Yeah, people used to build their homes without fake money. They used to grow their own food, harvest their own food, live complete and total lives without fake money. Yep. Why is it we seem to uh, be unable to do that now? We need their fake money. We have to trade our lives away to them for their fake money. Why? You don't think they're doing it right, Ross? Or either that or you are doing something right. Demons, savagely. I think they've been here the whole time. Personally, I don't think we can call them whatever we want, but I just think they've been on Earth the entire time. Get a knowledgeable lawyer to set up a trust. Okay, Shannon. No, all right, Tomcat. Grew up and ran with the name Christopher. All right, Woody Hurst. Yeah. All right, everybody, it's time. Reservist Army here. Yeah, I was in the Army, Tomcat, back in from 91 to 95, I believe. Yep. I had good times. It sucked a lot, but a lot of good times too. Met some really good people as well. All right, everybody. So thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with me. Some of the shit we talk about is really important. You know what I mean? It needs to be discussed. We need to kick these ideas around, and like I say, even I mean, we play their money game and they tax us and shit, and whether we can get out of that or not, I don't know. Whether we're going to be able to get out of that. Me personally, I'm trying. I'm trying to get out of that. I want to get break myself free of the system. That's my goal in life. I don't give a shit if I only get to spend 1 year of freedom, complete freedom at the end of my life. At least I had one. But that's my goal. And even if we don't get to do that, right? Um, I I think it feels better to at least try, at least know what the system is and what it's doing. Not to be ignorant, you know, not to be part of the herd or running around, just giving away our lives to these scumbags, and thanking them for taking our lives, and by our lives, I mean the parts of our lives that we trade for their currency, for their debt, for their interest, for their bullshit. And that's what money is. Money actually just represents pieces of our lives, uh, and the other value we give it outside of that is completely fake and made up. It's in our minds. So yeah, we need to acknowledge this kind of shit and talk about it, discuss it, and try to figure out what the hell is going on and what the best way for each of us to proceed into the future. Maybe try to figure out what's coming up without too much fear mongering and doomsaying and all this bullshit, right? Because we don't want to get into that kind of bullshit, all the fear mongering and the you know the conspiracy theory, not in that sense, not in the sense that we want to talk about conspiracy theories, but like the Alex Jones conspiracy theorists, doomsaying, fear, just boiling up fear in everybody, and we don't want to be that, do we? But we also don't want to be slaves to the banking system either. So good man, Trip. Trip. All right. The apocalypse. Yeah. Trip saved us. We hadn't mentioned the apocalypse for almost the entire damn show. So Trip saved us from that faux pas. Thank you, Trip. All right. So I'll say goodbye to Just Another Guy in the Woods, Melody, Tripwire, Raziel, Christopher, Mr. Hurst, Electronic Music Underground, Brad Davis, Savage League, Daniel Looney. What's up, Daniel Looney? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the Matrix movies. Zion was still in the Matrix. Yep. Exactly, Daniel. It was just for rebels like us. Good point, Daniel. Yeah. Christopher. Who else we got? Mr. Hurst. Goodbye to you as well. Jeff 7. Goodbye, Jeff 7. Did I say Brad Davis, Tomcat, Wayne Beatty? Can't forget my boy Wayne. Let's see who else we have here. Shannon. Did I say Melody already? I think I already said Melody and Michelle. Bearded Care, my cousin Bearded Care. Goodbye, cuz. Thanks for dropping by, dude, hanging out with us. Who else we got here? Did I say Tomcat already? Tomcat can get 2 goodbyes. He dropped a lot of good stuff in the comments for us. All right, I think I got everyone. If I missed your name, I apologize, but goodbye to you as well. Thank you sincerely. Thank you for your time. Unlike a lot of people in the rest of the world, I actually do value your time. I appreciate your spending your time with me here on Genex Thinks and supporting the channel. However you decide to do so. So thank all of you for your support. I really do appreciate it. And I know y'all are dying for the spiel. So this spiel goes out to Tripwire because he saved us with the apocalypse. So here you go, Trip. Have a good one, everybody, and stay frosty, Gen X. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, it's only $2.99 a month, and I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. But I really appreciate all the support from the members out there. This is the members banner here. And I really appreciate these people. They support the channel directly through memberships, and it helps out a lot. So thank you very much to all the members. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description too for any of you who are interested. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.